Hello, I'm Shannon, the owner of Inner Strength Fitness Studio, and I'm also a pound instructor. And this video is going to help you to kind of get started in pound if you've never done pound before, give you an explanation of what the class is, and also give you some of the basic moves so that when you come and do a pound class, you'll feel a little more comfortable getting started with it. All right? So basically, the difference between pound and a lot of other classes is you get to use drumsticks. All right, they're a little bit weighted, and it allows you to get a little more of an upper body workout as well as the lower body. This class is usually lower impact. There is a little bit of jumping. Obviously, you don't have to do it unless you want to, right? It's always up to you how hard you want to take the class and how intense. But most of it is lower impact, which is great for a lot of us. And also, it is choreographed. But I do the same songs, and most instructors do the same songs over and over for a really long time, so you get the hang of it. So you don't feel like at the first time you do it, it's going to be a little crazy. You just got to get used to it. But if you watch this video, you'll know some of the moves that are coming, so it'll make it a little easier for you. But just give it a chance, because then the next time you come, you'll know the choreography a little better. It'll be easier choreography-wise. Eventually, it'll get harder physically and a little less demanding mentally. So let's just get started on a few of the moves and how you want to kind of do things. So the first step is how you want to hold these sticks, all right? You're going to hold the sticks a little bit up from the bottom. You don't want to hold them at the very bottom because they just might come out of your hands easier. Not a big deal. They'll probably just roll across the floor. Everyone's done it who's come to the class. It's not a big deal, so don't worry about it if it happens. But just hold them up a little bit, okay? Thumbs on top, and you don't want like a death grip on them. You just want like a lighter grip, all right? Okay, now, one of the other most important things with pound is you do a lot of the class in a semi kind of like half squat, all right? So, when I say half squat, it's this kind of stuff, all right? So you're hitting the sticks, you're bending those knees when you go down. Now, to increase intensity, if you want, you take it all the way to the ground. But see, when I go all the way to the ground, it's because I'm bending my knees and not because I'm just bending at the waist. If all you do is bend at the waist and do this, your back is going to start to bother you by the end of the class, all right? You want to work those legs and those glutes, right? So you want to be here, bending at the knees. That's why you're hitting the ground, right? Even when you go into that lunge, again, we'll do some in lunge. You can be up here, right? Or you can be down here. It's because you bend those knees, right? Obviously, the lower you go, the higher the intensity is going to be for the class. So you can take the whole class up here, and that's perfectly fine, right? Or you can take the class down here, all right? And that's going to give you a little more intensity. Don't worry, if you come to class, everyone's doing every different level. So don't feel like there's any reason you have to go all the way down, unless for that day you feel like you want to, right? Okay, so that's a lot of the first classes. It's just here, this kind of stuff. You do some pounding like this, kind of get all that anxiety and stress out if you had any from the day. And we'll be doing pulls, elbows, things like this, all right? Okay. Now, the next position you'll do, so we do most of the songs standing. We usually do 2 songs sitting, all right? These are called our kit level songs, all right? What you're going to discover when you do this is that those hip flexors are going to start to bother you, okay? Especially if you haven't done the class, because what happens is this is for the core, and as your core gets tired, your hip flexors want to take over, all right? Try to really lock in this core. Pull the belly button to the spine, all right? But eventually they may start to bother you. If they really start to bother you, bend the knees, all right? Another option is just to go crisscross applesauce, right? And then you take it here. So that's your other option, okay? When we're here with those sticks, again, it's kind of the same idea. It's this kind of stuff, right? Hitting the ground. If you want to increase the intensity, you just straighten those legs and lean back a little bit, right? We're going to lift the legs at times, right? We're going to take it out and pound all the way down, all right? All the kind of stuff, okay? We'll also bring it where we bring those feet up and we might be holding, like here. So as you can see, I'm barefoot. It's your option. You can wear shoes. You don't have to wear shoes. The reason I don't wear shoes is because when you get to these parts and you're holding up here, those shoes get really heavy. But again, that's completely your choice. Anytime you come to class, it's up to you whether you want to wear shoes or you don't want to, okay? That's completely up to you. All right, so that's our kit level. The final level is our TNA level, all right? So you're gonna work those glutes a little more. You're gonna take it on our back, all right? Every song is gonna be a little different, but it's basically this kind of movement, just lifting those hips, all right? And you're gonna take it down, up, maybe one arm at a time, right? One arm at a time. You're holding it up and you're pounding. Those abs are in, right? If you get to where you're starting to feel like you're really tired or you're cramping or anything, just stop lifting those hips and just do the arms for a little bit, all right? And then when you feel ready to go, add the hips back in, all right? And that's for any one of these songs, okay? If you start to get lost or you just get really tired, which is perfectly fine, especially the first time you're in the class or the first couple times you're in the class, you know, just do the arms. Right? If we're doing like this and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Just do the arms. Just do where you can feel comfortable, or just do the legs, right? Until you feel comfortable getting it all together, okay? And like I said, that's perfectly fine. Any modifications you make to make the class where you will want to do it and want to come back, that's what's most important. It's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be a workout, all right? Both. Not one or the other, but both, all right? So I want you to have fun when you come to this class, because what you'll find is you'll be able to get all that, whatever you had that day, you can just get it out. You can pound it out, you can pound it out, you can pound it out here, all right? So hopefully you'll come, join me for a class, for a pound class. It's Wednesday nights at 6:30 right now. Hopefully they'll get more on the schedule eventually, but I hope to see you in class soon, okay?